Today's lab is about managing Teams meetings and calling experiences. And let's start with how to manage the live event and meeting experiences. So, organization has deployed Microsoft 365 and is testing the pilot projects on collaboration and communication scenarios to meet the business requirements. And the Teams administrator will configure meeting policies and schedule an initial webinar for the testing purpose. Okay, so let's go to our client one. And on the Teams admin center, we are signed as Joni Sherman, and we are going to configure some meeting policies over here. Meetings and meeting policies. So under the manage policies, you'll be able to see global organizational wide default policy, all on, restricted anonymous access, all off, restricted anonymous. Oh, there are some default policies available, right? So let's go for this global, and here you will see turn off the meeting recordings. This is for the Teams meeting. Okay. Meet now in private, meet now in channel meetings, meeting registration, Outlook add-in, who can join the meetings. So here we have meeting engagement, content sharing, and then they have a section for recording and transcription. So we can just turn off the meeting recording and transcription, and we will save it. It will take some time for the changes to be applied. We'll continue with the next task. So next task is about meeting the policy for restricting recording. And let's go to the client machine 2. And we are going to, let me check who we are logged in with. Alex Wilbur. Let us sign in as Lynn Robbins. So once this setting is applied, we will be able to verifying that there will be no option for recordings, okay, when the users sign. And here we are going to add the password quickly. So now we are logged in as Lynn Robbins, and we just go to. So here we are going to click on Meet Now, start a meeting. And here you will see, once the setting is applied, you will see that there will be no option to start the recording. So that has taken effect. This is how we can control it from the Teams Admin Center. Right. Now let's go back to the VM1, that is client one machine. Here we are going to configure the meeting settings. So you can customize meeting invitations here, set up cross-cloud relationships, manage network settings. So whether you want anonymous users can join a meeting, you can turn off the option so that anonymous users cannot join the using the meeting invitation details. Right. Then there are other options. What should be the media type, starting port, ending port. So we are going to save this. Again, this is going to take effect sometime. And now let's create a live event policy and restrict recording capabilities. Right. Live event policy. Okay, like a webinar, something like that. Now you just go to add live events policies, add a policy. Here we are going to name it and management live events. Recording restriction for live events organized by managers, live event scheduling on, transcription for attendees, let's keep it off. Who can join scheduled live events? Everyone in the organization. Right. Record an event. So here whether again record, organizer can only record the event. Okay, so that setting we are going to select, and then we are going to save it. So that's we have created. Now you're going to assign this policy to the users, and let's say we will select Lynn Robbins. Now this is we have added the policy to a user. Now let's see how to create a webinar. So we are going to log in an in private window. Okay, we are already logged in as Joni Sherman. So here let's go back to our desktop client, and we are logged in as Joni Sherman. So this is we are testing from the client environment, right? So let's go to the calendar option, then here we are going to select new meeting, um, event or channel meeting, new webinar options are there. Okay, so here we are going to give the title for the webinar, let's say IT office hours, start date and end date. So let's keep it end date is the same date. Start time will be, I'm gonna keep it 10 p.m. and this will be the end time. That is, this webinar is going to be for 1 hour. Then here you can give the description. Company-wide meeting to answer questions regarding the new reporting system. Event group. So here we are going to describe who are going to be the presenters. These are the organizer. He's the organizer. Then presenters from your organization. So let's say Patti Fernandez and Alan Dio will be the presenters. Co-organizers, I'm going to add Diego Siciliani. Event access, your organization only. If you want to keep it public, then anyone on the internet can view the event page and register. Enable attendee emails. Here you can also add attendee emails. So this is how they are going to control all the emails sent to the attendees. Allow mic for attendees, allow camera for attendees. You can see that you have these options you can configure. Q&A, okay, what is the theme? What will be the theme? You can change the image for that. Attendee status, okay, all the registrants will be visible over here. You can see the reports, you can see all the attendee rejection, you can see the which emails rejected, the who all like registered here. So after the event is completed, that will be available. Presenter bios, who will be the presenter. Here you can give the details. You can also select which apps can be added. Then you have over here meeting options. So in the meeting options, who can bypass the lobby, who are invited, okay, roles, production tools, participation, allow mic for attendance, meeting chat, Q&A also there for webinar, record and transcribe automatically. So this event will be recorded automatically. Right. Accessibility, you can also control that. On the configuration page, right here you can see the event capacity that you can add, 1000. Premium registration, enable waitlist for the event, limit registration date, okay, and you can also add a forms over here. Registration requirements. So registration requirements is configured. Require manual approval of all the event registration, enable waitlist for this event. Okay, different options are available. Once it is done, or you can also add some fields over here. Okay, you can add a custom question, and you can also over here, add a custom question over here. What is your question about the new reporting system? Okay, so what will be the answer? Long text input, or you want to mark it as required that you can complete. You can see view draft, the preview of the registration page it will look like. Right, so once it is done, you can publish the registration site and you can share the site. This is for activating the web, you can say registration site, or you can say the webinar site. So let's paste it. This is how it will look like to sign into, to register into the webinar. So they will be logging into the let's go back to Teams, all set and ready to share. IT office hours, here Microsoft Teams tab, you can just go to okay, here you can see the webinar is visible. Let's go to IT department in the general section, and we are going to start a post, and here we are going to paste that registration link. Now we will test how the like your meeting registration. So we are going to go to the web client over here where we are signed in as mod administrator. Okay, so we will see in the general channel one link was posted, that is for the registration link, and here we will paste the administrator's account details. Administrator is going to register for that event. and we are going to log in as an administrator. Add a password. Okay, so this is how it will look like that you're registered for the event. And right, and if you come back over here, you log into your Microsoft Outlook. You'll see an email that is you are registered for the IT office hours. Okay, so registered for that. A message like this would be visible of a confirmation mail. So let's go back to that screen where we have. Let me refresh it. So here we have that email now. You're registered for this event. Right. So that's how you're going to register. But now let's go for the next exercise, which is deploy the Teams device profiles. So let's go to the Teams admin center and okay, we will log in as Patti Fernandez, which is the Teams device administrator. So we will select all options, and from here we are going to select Teams devices and phones. Teams Android devices are moving to AOSP devices. Let's confirm this, and let me got the message over here. Okay, so that's how you can create a device configuration profile. Now let's go to Microsoft 365 Admin Center, and here you have an option, um, resources. Under resources we have rooms and equipments, and here we are going to create a resource account for Teams room. Okay, so let's add it. Resource type is room, and let's keep it as invite Teams room 1. Email, okay, that's the domain name, and invite Teams room 1. Okay, you have to make sure this is the correct tenant ID. You can add a capacity, location, phone number, but we are going to save it. Now edit book options, allow repeating mistakes, automatically decline messages outside of limits, auto accepting meeting requests. So you have to make sure these are the booking options that are selected. I signed the license to the Teams room account, so we'll just go to the users page, active users. This is a resource account that we have created, and it will be over here. So license will be needed for this room account. So Teams phone resource account, or you can say you have Teams Rooms Pro. Teams Rooms Pro management, Teams Room Test 1, Test 2, Teams Room Pro. I think I can make this changes over here. So we have created a resource account, configured, licensed a resource room, a Teams room service account, which is a prerequisite for deploying a Microsoft Teams room system. Right. Now we will set up a calling plan. So let's like we will do this configuration. We will go to the Teams admin center, and we will go to locations, emergency addresses, add. You can add a name for your emergency address over here. Let's say Contoso emergency address. Country is United States. I will add the address. I acknowledge the emergency calling disclaimer, and after you acknowledge the emergency calling disclaimer, you can cancel this page. And let's save it. Now let's assign a calling plan license to a user, and let's go to the Microsoft 365 Admin Center, and in the user section we will select Lynn Robbins, and we'll go to license and apps, and here we need to select Teams domestic callings Teams domestic calling plan customers outside, that you can select, and we assign the license that way. So with this license assigned, your users can use the calling plan features and receive a phone number. Right, so it says it won't receive calls until you set up their phone number and emergency address. So the next step will be to order a phone number for your user, and this can be done from here, from the Teams Admin Center. You have an option under voice, you have phone numbers, right? So you can add a number from here. You can select your country, and you can add user as a subscriber. Who is the operator? You can pick Microsoft. Search for numbers. Okay, then you can search for emergency addresses. Once you received a phone number successfully, you can proceed by placing the order. Okay, so you have to add the details over here, name for your order and all those things. So this is how you order a phone number for a user in Microsoft Teams. This is the same process you use to order numbers for all the Microsoft Teams services. Like for example, call queues. Now let's assign the phone number to the user, and assigning the phone number is again easy. You select the phone number, you assign it to the user. Now managing the Teams phone, like how to create a calling policy. So calling policies, from the voice section we are going to select this default global organizational worldwide policy, and we have a section for voicemail for inbound calls that you have to keep it off. And then there are other options: music on hold for calls, busy on busy during calls. We have already seen this calling policy. And we can also create a new custom policy if we want. Give a name to this policy: voicemail enabled pilot users. Voicemail for inbound, keep it on. Okay, and we will save this policy. Okay, so that's we have created voice enabled, voicemail enabled pilot users. You assign the users, you want to select the policy, assign users, and then we are going to add Megan Bowen as the user and apply. So in this task we have disabled voicemail for all users in the organization, and then you have created a custom policy that will enable for only specific users. And now we will create a call queue. So your company has deployed Teams voice functionalities throughout the organization, and to deploy some automation for incoming support calls, the calling queue functionalities need to be tested before being rolled out. Right. So let's say, for example, the settings shall be configured for the customers like a greeting message, music while people are waiting on hold, redirecting calls to call agents, and email distribution lists and security groups. Right. So let's go to voice, then resource accounts, and here we are going to add Contoso call queue resource account. Username I'm going to add pilot call q1, and the domain name I'm going to select, and the resource account type will be call queue. And this is saved. Now let's download this sample.wav file. This is the voice. Okay, this is a sample audio. Now to create a call queue, we'll go to call queues over here. Display name will be Contoso call queue resource account, and here haven't added any resource accounts yet, so we can, this is the language. This is the classic experience, and here we will search for the resource account. Let us check whether that was created or not. Okay, this is getting created, so let's wait for it. Let me add it again. Contours a call queue resource account. Unique name, let's say pilot call queue. Domain name, resource account type as call queue, and let's save it. Now this is visible, and let's go to call queue now. Let's create a call queue, add call queues, and we will go for a classic setup. Over here, select the language, let's say English United States. Add the resource accounts. Now this is visible. Add this resource account, add it. The next page, okay, so here we can add a title also. So greeting, play an audio file, and we are going to upload that alarm.wav file. And music on hold, play an audio file, or let's say play default music. Then we are going to select next. Call answering, you can choose a team or choose users and groups over here. So we are going to target a group, and here we are going to target sales group. So they are going to answer the calls. Add call agents. Okay, so this is where select add for sales, and then add next method, routing method. So let's say round robin or serial routing on longest idle. What will be the method? How calls will be presented to the agents? Call agents can opt out of taking calls, so that's enabled. Call agent alert time seconds, you can keep it as default. Callback settings, right? You can enable callback instead of waiting in the queue. Exception handling, you can accept the call overflow. After the maximum number of calls in the queue is reached, additional calls will be disconnected or redirected depending on the selection. So that's 50 by default. When the maximum number of calls is reached, what to do? Disconnect. Expand time call out, and here we will see what should be the maximum time for the call timeout, and that is 5 minutes. 5 minutes. What to do when time calls out? Disconnect, right? So these are some settings for the call that are there, and we are going to submit this policy that we have created, new call queue that we have created. So this call queue is going to have a custom greeting, and we have just uploaded some wave files for demonstration purpose. You can record your voice, and you can also prepare a greeting audio file, and you can upload that as well. Now to create auto attendance, Here we will go to the resource accounts again. You have to create a resource account first, and then this time it will be auto attendant. Let's say Contoso auto attendant, pilot auto attendant, your domain, and this time it's gonna be auto attendant. These are non-enabled user accounts that are used to represent system resources. First you will create resource account, and then you can assign it to the voice features like call queues or auto attendance. Okay, that's how you do it. So username is available pilot auto attendant 1. Okay, let us add it again. Try to save it again. And once it is done, we'll be able to add voice attendance over here. Let me check what we can do. Okay, that was the error, sorry. And we will just update it. So that's our resource account for the voice attendant. And let's go to the auto attendant. Add a voice auto attendant. And here we will give the name Contoso auto attendant. So who will be the operator? Use a voice app. Use a voice app. Where, okay, this is another option, like where you will assign the resource accounts. So that is auto attendant test that we have created. You can select the time zone, let's say Pacific time, select the no operator. Okay, here we will keep it as voice app. Call queue resource account, and language will be United States. Voice inputs, callers can search for others in the organization using their voice. That will keep it as off. Right. Next, all of the settings we have to keep same. Okay, here we can add a greeting message. Okay, that is how you set auto attendant. Redirect the call to the person. Okay, so let's say another voice app. Contoso call queue resource account. This will be the folder call routing option. Redirect the call. And business and after hours, call flow for after hours. Right. So let's say for Monday to Friday, 8 to 4 p.m. 8 p.m. to 4, oh sorry, 8 a.m. 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Again over here as well, you get the same time. Okay, now this is set. Set up after hours call flow. Um, Greeting options, you can and thank you for your call. Our business hours are Monday to Friday 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Call routing, we can disconnect. On the holiday settings, you can configure, you can see you can add the holidays only on working days if you want to those to answer. Dial scope, so all online users and you don't want to exclude anyone. Add the resource account and that will be for caller Contoso auto attendant. And submit. This is how we create auto attendance. Now let's explore the reports for the call quality in Microsoft Teams. Like we are going to explore the call analytics for the users and the settings. So we are already in the Teams admin center logged in as administrator, but we need to have the control as a Joni Sherman in the Teams admin center. So on the users, manage users, so you have okay. Let us select Alex Wilbur, meetings and calls over here, and you have an option to check the call and analytics plays, like all the calls and all the meetings, recent meetings that have been attended for the selected user. You can view other information about a given session like media, networking statistics, those things. Now let's see how to explore the call quality dashboard. So we'll just go to analytics and reports. Call quality dashboard CQD by logging in as a Joni Sherman account. So this tool is designed to help the team's administrators and network engineers to monitor the call and the meeting quality at an organizational level. The near real-time data enables Teams administrators to quickly resolve issues by drilling down to find where issues were originated and who was affected. Right, so you can see the overall quality, server client, client to client connections, voice quality SLA, right? The different data will be visible over here under the different tabs. So now we have learned how to access and navigate call analytics and call quality dashboard in this exercise. And that completes our lab number 4.